Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Natalia. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's 2023 already. Can you believe it? We're in a new month, in a new year. It's insane how quickly time has gone, especially since COVID started in 2020. It's like so insane how quickly things have happened. So anyway, I just thought that since it is a new year, a lot of us are having goals, resolutions, whatever it is that you do to get your year started off right. I know a lot of us too are thinking about what it is that we want, and we're trying to manifest those things, right? So a key thing I hope you're doing, and if not, this video will definitely help you, is creating a vision board. So first, let's start with why, and then we'll jump into how. Why do we need a vision board? What is so important about having one? Why do people create them? So first, I would like to just talk about and give you the example of marketing, right? So how many ads, especially when we're watching TV, how many commercials do you see where they're trying to sell you something or give you an offer, trying to entice you to get something, right? And what do they put? They put your desires, they put what deep down you want, right? And usually it's a need. Usually it's something, so it's like food or it's love or whatever it is. They put it in a package and they show you it. They give you the visual. They put it on TV and a commercial, right? You know how effective those are? You know how many people end up buying just based off a scene? Especially like when you're at the store too. Even at the store, the signs that they'll put, the way that they'll like position it, the font that they use, everything is thought about, right? Because they know that people, if they see it, they'll want it or they'll get it. So especially when you're about to check out, what's that called? That little area when you're checking out, it's right where the registers are, impulse buys or whatever, that little area they put because they know that if someone sees it, they might just grab it since they're already ready to check out. They'll just add it to their cart. It's usually little things you don't necessarily always need, or sometimes you forget about, but then you see it, so then you get it, right? I do that all the time, impulse buys. So that is why, though. It's because we are visual creatures. Humans are visual creatures. What we see goes into our brain, goes into our heart, it goes into our thoughts, our feelings. It affects us in those ways. It enters our subconscious. And that's also why dreams too have such a powerful effect. But that's not what this is about. So definitely, just what we take in, what we see is very important. So that's why too, like when we look at the news, when we see all those bad things going on, it definitely puts like a damper on our mood. So that's why when we take the time and we put a board, or we put what it is that we want to see, what it is that we are wanting from life, what we expect, what our goals are, what it is that we want, right? When we do that, that's why it helps us in so many ways in order to be able to get that and manifest that. So definitely taking the time to put out what you want to see, it's going to affect you over time. It really is, guys. And also too, it's going to use the law of attraction. So what you're focused on is what you're going to attract. What you feel is what you'll attract. What you think about is what you'll attract. That is the law of attraction. We are always using it too. And so when we create the vision board, it's going to put out what it is that we want. I would definitely recommend taking the time, and when you look at those things, to remember what it is that you want. Think about it, put out the thought, and then as you're reflecting on it, make sure to think about how you'll feel when you have it. So let's say your goal is to lose weight. Let's say your goal is to have a healthy relationship. Your goal is to make money. How are you going to feel when you have that? Who is the you with that? That is what you need to focus on, because that is what is going to help you to manifest and attract it back. Definitely important. So as you look at the picture of, let's say, you in the gym, or the word gym, or whatever it is, how are you going to feel when you go? How are you going to feel after? Probably with the gym. After, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to feel like you accomplished something. You're going to feel good, right? But don't just focus on good, focus on the actual feelings. So how are you going to feel when you have a healthy relationship? Are you going to feel loved? Are you going to feel safe? Are you going to feel happy? How are you going to feel when you have just your dream life? How are you going to feel when you have the money to be able to pay your bills, be able to go travel? Definitely focusing on the feelings, because what we feel is also what we'll attract. But not just the feelings, the thoughts too. We need to focus on what it is that we're thinking, right? So think about what it is that you want. Each time you look at the word gym, or you look at the actual picture of the gym, or you working out, whatever it is, remember what it is that you're wanting and why you want it. And you have to think about that and rewrite your thoughts to make sure that you do have that. Both of those are very important, but that's why vision boards help with that, because you're going to start to remember, you're going to think about it. It sparks the thought and it sparks the feeling when you look at it. So definitely I would recommend creating a vision board. You don't even have to have a vision board necessarily the first of the year. You can create one now, you can create one in 6 months, you can create one in 3 months, you can create one any time of the year. These are so important, because what is essential is the fact that you're, again, intentionally putting what you want out there and looking at it. So definitely don't just create it and put it away, put it in the closet, put it on the shelf. Put it where you can see it. And so that's why today we're going to be creating a vision board on the iPhone using the Canva app. I'm definitely going to walk you through it. You're going to see my vision board, what it is that I want for this year. And so let's get started.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Canva, and under search, we're going to type in iPhone lock screen. That way we make sure that it does fit the iPhone. And then there's going to give you a couple of templates. I suggest picking one that is relatively plain. That way it's easier to take off all the extra stuff, and then you can go ahead and add all of the things that you want to see on it. Okay, and that is what I'm doing here. I just select each of these items and I click the trash button to get rid of them. I am going to keep that oval though, because I do want to use that later. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and add text. So I can type in 2023, and then I did change the font. So I kind of right here play around with how I want my word of the year to be. It is growth, as you can tell, but I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be typed out with text, or if I was going to actually go into to find the letters and then spell it out, which is what I did end up choosing to do. I also changed the background color, but yeah, so then you just go into that purple button, and then you can type in what you want to find. And then what you do is, when you want to change the color, you click the item, and on the bottom there is a spot that says the color, and then so you change what color you want. So I do go ahead and I change all of the letters to white, because I choose a dark background. And so that's how you can change that. And then I go and I literally find every letter of growth. I just type in the letter, I scroll down to kind of the style I want. Since it is growth, I kind of want things that have like flowers on it, or plants. So I just do that for a little bit. It does take some time. Okay, and I will just continue to play around with the sizes, make sure it is how I want. I do want to make note of something. When you press that plus button, I've been working in the elements section versus the photos. That's just because it's not a realistic thing. It's more of just a design that I want. You'll see me use that a lot. Like right here, I'm going to search wedding ring, because one of my goals is to get married this year. So there's not a specific ring that I want. That's why I'm just going to use kind of what it represents. But I do find this very cute picture of this couple that are wearing the colors that I want for my wedding. So that's a plus, because that will represent what I want. That way I can manifest that. And then I do go and I find a heart, because of course I want my marriage to be filled with love. But I do move that to the back. That way that the bride and groom are up front. Next, one of my biggest goals is going to be travel. So I'm still using the elements, because again, I don't necessarily want a specific airplane. I just want what it represents, traveling. But here's where it is different. I type in beach and I don't see necessarily a beach under the graphics of what I want. So instead I slide over to the photos, because I am very specific in the type of beach I want. I don't want an open beach, one that kind of looks like a desert with water. I want one that is very tropical. There's trees and there's seating. So that's why I very specifically go to photos. And then next, I also really want a Hyundai Sonata. That is also very specific, not just a car. So what I do is I go and I put in that picture, make sure that I do have that one. Now I kind of change toward my career / money goals. So what I'm doing is I'm going into YouTube because one of my goals this year, especially starting a new YouTube, is to hit 50K subscribers. So I'm going to put that on my vision board because that's what I see, as well as what I want to manifest. Um, so I'm just going in and I'm picking like a YouTube symbol, the subscribe button with, like the little mouse click, showing that there's going to be 50K people that do click that button. So very, very excited for that. So besides YouTube, I do also have a side business. So I'm just going to represent that with somehow getting money. I don't like the photos of the money, so I decided to go back to the elements just because I will understand what it stands for with, the rising up, the money rising up. So I do click that. Then I really, really want to work from home, but more specifically, I want to be able to quit my job because I actually do work from home right now, but I don't want to just work from home for like another company. I want to spend time with my son. So I do go and I find a picture of a mom and a son because that's my goal. I want to be able to spend time with him. So I just find the one with the cape because, super mom doing the most. And then I kind of go back into this video. I do apologize, guys. But I did sneak in how my goal is to buy a house and save money for that house, budget that money. So I go into the photos and I click the house that I want, that I found of the actual house, and then I'm trying to find a way to represent buying a house. So instead, what I click is I click that house with the money because that's showing me saving the money and then that money going towards the house. So I do put that in the corner. Afterward, it goes back to where I was. So this is where I want to represent not just working from home, but working from my phone for myself. So I click the phone with the money, showing that money is coming from the phone. Afterward, I decide to go back to the wedding and I just add in some rings just to put that out there, getting married, getting the rings. And then I'm going to go to my physical goals. So I do have the goal of working out, and you see that the vision board, it's starting to get, like a lot of stuff, but you can still see exactly what the stuff are. So that's very good because that way, again, when you look at it, you're able to see what your goals are. And if it helps you to have a very specific photo or very specific, if you want to say like you're going to do 100 sit-ups a day, so get a picture of doing the sit-ups, type next to it 100. I just want to work out. I know exactly the type of workout I do, so I do click certain pictures for that for me. Afterward, I move on to my spiritual goals. So I did find a Bible, and then I'm finding prayer because I do want to pray more and also read the Bible more. So that's what I decided to do. I put those up on the top next to growth. And one of my last goals is to help my mental growth. So I do choose a stack of books, but I am going to get very specific. I want to read 26 books. First, I type in 25 because I think 52 weeks, which is in a year, divided by 2 is 25, but it's not, it's 26. So I changed that. And here's the finished result. I made a few changes to the colors, but honestly, I love looking at it so much. Here's to getting all of our things in the new year. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Going to put out what it is that we want. And not just that, it's also going to, how do I put it? It's going to definitely, I need lipstick. Be back.